notice it more at different times? Or does it get worse?
It gets worse when I'm walking up and down stairs.
Yep.
I can only walk one step at a time.
Is it worse going up or going down or both?
Both.
Both.
When I'm sitting, I have to keep straightening my legs out, and it goes down the front of the bones in my legs and into my feet.
Okay, so when you're sitting here right now,
it's not hurting so much.
It's not hurting so much, okay.
After a certain time, I would have to straighten my legs out.
Okay. All right, so sitting here right now, there's not that much pain in there?
It's there, but it's not at its worst.
Okay, so what's it out of 10 right now?
Out of 10 right now, probably a 6.
A 6?
If I tried to stand, it would be a 10, probably more.
All right, so if we just stop for a minute, I want you to stand. So how do you stand? Just pushing up from the chair?
I can't push on my arms because that would hurt me, so I try and ease myself forward.
Yep. Okay. Alrighty, so is that a 10? Okay, excellent. Sit down again. Sorry for you to do that, but we need to get...
just as painful.
Okay.
More so than standing.
Alright. Alright, so now we've got a 10 out of 10. Is it still 10 out of 10 now? Okay, even though I've got this 10 out of 10 pain.
Even though I've got this 10 out of 10
because Jenny made me stand.
Jenny made me stand.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And this pain in my knees.
And this pain in my knees.
Deeply and completely.
Deeply and completely.
Even though I've got this 10 out of 10 pain in my knees.
Even though I've got this 10 out of 10 pain in my knees.
Because I just had to stand.
Because I just had to stand.
And sit down.
And sit down.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And my knees.
And my knees.
Deeply and completely.
And deeply and completely.
Even though my knees.
Even though my knees.
Don't like to stand.
Don't like to stand.
Or sit down.
Or sit down.
Or go up and down stairs.
Or go up and down stairs.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And my knees.
And my knees.
Deeply and completely.
Deeply and completely.
I've got this 10 out of 10 pain in my knees.
I've got this 10 out of 10 pain in my knees.
It's painful to stand.
It's painful to stand.
It's painful to sit down.
It's painful to sit down.
It's painful to go up and down the stairs.
It's painful to go up and down the stairs.
And I can feel it in my knees.
And I can feel it in my knees.
All this pain in my knees.
All this pain in my knees.
My knees are talking to me.
My knees are talking to me.
So what would they be saying to you?
I don't want to be here.
My knees don't want to be here.
My knees don't want to be here.
Why don't they want to be here?
It's too hard.
It's too hard. My body is telling me.
My body is telling me.
Through my knees.
Through my knees.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
Even though I've got this pain in my knees.
Even though I've got this pain in my knees.
That is telling me it's too hard.
That is telling me it's too hard.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And what my body's telling me.
And what my body's telling me.
And I want to get to the bottom of it.
And I want to get to the bottom of it.
So I can process it.
So I can process it.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
Deeply and completely.
Deeply and completely.
My body's talking to me.
My body's talking to me.
It's telling me I don't want to be here.
It's telling me I don't want to be here.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
It's too hard.
It's too hard.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here.
So just tapping on here, when you think about it's too hard and I don't want to be here, that your knees are telling you, what does that take you to?
I was in hospital.
In hospital. Yep. All right, so 2 years ago. So tell me about that when you were in hospital 2 years ago. It's too hard, I don't want to be here.
It's too hard, I don't want to be here. I was rushed to hospital with government staff in my spine.
And what was that like? What was that bringing up in your body when you were being rushed to hospital?
To start with, the pain was incredible. And then I had about a week and a half of delirium where I don't remember anything except it all looked, as I started to come out of it, it looked like negatives from photos, and I remember vague pieces of it, and then it was just pain.
Okay. So even though I've got this pain memory, when I was rushed to hospital, and I spent time in hospital, with all this pain in my spine, from having golden staph, and I don't remember a lot of it, but my body remembers the pain. I accept myself and my body deeply and completely. Even though I've got all this pain trapped in my body, that started when I was in hospital. Long before that. But I can remember the pain in hospital. And my knees are referring to it. Telling me I don't want to be here. It's too hard. All this pain I felt in hospital. I want to release it and let it go. All this pain when I was in hospital. This pain in my spine. My body could hardly stand up. No wonder my knees are saying, I don't want to be here. It's too hard. My knees were trying to hold me up. It was too hard. Too hard for my knees to bear. It was too hard to stand up. It was too hard to sit down. It was too hard to go up and down stairs. It was all too hard.
It is all too hard.
It was all that pain in my spine.
It's all that pain in my spine.
That's been trapped in my body. It's all too hard.
It's all too hard.
I want to release it. So take a deep breath. So when we were just talking about that in the hospital, was there anything else coming up? Because you said that the pain goes back a lot further. Is it still focused on being in hospital where it was all too hard and I don't want to be here, or does it go back even further?
Two thoughts came up. One was lying in the bed after I'd left the hospital and gone into rehab, where I was lying in the bed feeling not whole, like I'd left half of myself in the hospital and half of me was lying in the bed.
Okay.
But I'd left half of myself behind. And then another thought flashed back to crying underneath the house with the door locked. So two distinct thoughts.
So when you think about both of them, which one's holding the most energy? Which one should we go to first?
The one under the house.
So how old are you?
10.
So you've got this memory of being about 10, under the house and the door's locked?
Yes.
What's the feeling in the body?
Abandonment.
Is it still, it's too hard, I don't want to be here as well?
It's not too hard, I don't want to be here. It's why am I here?
Okay.
What did I do wrong?
Okay. So even though I've got this, why am I here? What did I do wrong?
Why am I here? What did I do wrong?
Memory.
When
I was about 10. Locked out of the house. Under the house. I accept myself. And all the memories of this. That are trapped in my body. I want to release and let go. Locked out of the house. Why am I here? Only 10. I can feel it in my body. It's been trapped there for too long. And I want to let it go. All these feelings trapped in my body. I was only 10. Under the house. Why am I here?
Why am I here?
What have I done wrong?
What have I done wrong?
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
It's all too hard.
It's all too hard.
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
This feeling of abandonment.
This feeling of abandonment.
What have I done wrong?
What have I done wrong?
I'm only 10.
I'm only 10.
Under the house.
Under the house.
I'm only 10.
I'm only 10.
Releasing all the pain out of my body.
Releasing all the pain out of my body.
All this abandonment.
All this abandonment.
All this confusion.
All this confusion.
What have I done wrong?
What have I done wrong?
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
All this abandonment. All this abandonment.
All this abandonment.
Why am I here?
Why am I here?
It's all too hard.
It's all too hard. It doesn't belong trapped there.
It doesn't serve me or anyone else.
It doesn't serve me or anyone else.
And I want to release it.
And I want to release it.
Just like letting air out of a balloon.
Just like letting air out of a balloon.
I release this out of my body.
I release this out of my body.
All this abandonment.
All this abandonment.
Letting it go.
Letting it go.
Good. Take a deep breath.
You don't have to, it's all there. It's all built up in my chest.
Yep. Okay, so tap in here. Even though I've got this all built up, trapped in my chest.
Even though I've got this all built up, trapped in my chest.
It's been trapped there for a long time.
It's been trapped there for a long time.
So when you describe it trapped there in your chest, what sort of size is it? Is it like a basketball size?
Basketball.
Is
Bigger.
it heavy? Bigger?
Bigger.
Like a big medicine ball?
Yes.
Big heavy thing?
Heavy.
Yep. What colour?
I can't breathe up
Yep.
high.
Yep. Even though I've got this big
It's
heavy ball,
Black
ball,
ball
stuck in my chest,
stuck in my chest.
and it's hard to breathe.
It's hard to breathe.
It's hard
I
to
can't
talk.
cry.
I can't cry. My whole chest is filled with this heavy black ball.
My whole chest is filled with this heavy black ball.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and I thank my body
and I thank my body
for holding on to it to protect me in some way.
for holding on to it to protect me in some way.
But it's time to dissolve it and let it go.
But it's time to dissolve it and let it go.
It doesn't belong trapped there.
It doesn't belong trapped there.
It's been there for too long
It's been there for too long.
and I want to let it go.
And I want to let it go.
I'm letting my body know I can let it go.
I'm letting my body know I can let it go.
I'm giving my body permission to let
I'm
it go.
letting my body permission to let it go.
It's time to let it go.
It's time to let it go.
And I want to dissolve it.
And I want to dissolve it.
I'm letting my body know
I'm letting my body know
that it's time to release this big black heavy
it's
ball
time to release this big black heavy ball
out of my chest.
out of my chest.
Just like opening the flue on a fireplace,
Just like opening a flue on a fireplace.
I'm opening the flue of my body.
I'm opening the flue of my body.
And just like smoke wants to leave,
And just like smoke wants to leave
naturally and easily,
naturally and easily,
this big heavy energy ball leaves my body.
this big heavy energy ball leaves my body
Naturally and easily,
naturally and easily,
allowing it to dissolve
allowing it to dissolve
and flow out of my chest.
and flow out of my chest.
And as it leaves,
And as it leaves,
I send my chest peace.
I send my chest peace.
So take a deep breath.
It's still there.
So it's gone down to about there. So it's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Is it still black or has it changed colour?
It's deep.
A deep purple. So tap on your hand, your karate chop point. So this deep purple ball that's moved down here.
Across into my shoulders.
Okay. If it had an emotion, what would it be?
Anger.
So even though I've got this purple anger
Even though I've got this purple anger
still trapped in my body,
still trapped in my body,
I accept myself
I I accept myself
and the anger that's trapped there,
and the anger that's trapped there,
and I want to release it and let it go.
and I want to release it and let it go.
I accept myself
I accept myself
deeply and completely.
deeply and completely.
Even though my body's processing this,
Even though my body's processing this,
and I'm letting it process the anger,
and I'm letting it process the anger,
I accept myself
I accept myself
and the way my body's protected me,
and the way my body's protected me.
and it's time to dissolve this and let it go.
And it's time to dissolve this and let it go.
This purple ball
This purple ball
of anger
of anger
that goes up into my shoulders,
that goes up into my shoulders,
releasing this purple anger,
releasing this purple anger,
this purple anger,
this purple anger,
releasing it from my body,
releasing it from my body,
allowing my body peace.
allowing my body peace.
My body deserves to feel peace
My body deserves to feel peace
as I release this remaining anger
as I release this remaining anger.
that doesn't belong in my body.
It doesn't belong in my body.
It doesn't serve me.
It doesn't serve